Okay, I'm going to change out my my sway bar bushings on the front end of my Jaguar XK8. Here's what you need. First, you need a couple of replacement bushings. Those come from Jaguar. Actually, I got mine online from some other place, but they're actually Jaguar. They're Jaguar bushings. You'll need a bottle jack like this to push up on the anti-sway bar, and also a couple of bricks because the bottle jack alone, it doesn't extend up high enough to reach the anti-sway bar. Also, I jacked up the front end of the car and put it on some jack stands so that I've got some clearance so I can crawl underneath it because I need to get underneath it. You also need a ratchet and a couple of extensions. And when I say extensions, I mean really long extensions. This one right here, I think, is 18 inches long. This one is probably 12 inches. And the long extensions really help because otherwise there's no room in there to work. You also need I think this is a 10 millimeter. This is a 10 millimeter socket, and there's two bolts that hold the strap in, and that's all there is to it. By the way, these extensions that I bought a whole set of 4 of them. There's 4 different lengths. I think I got like a 3-inch, a 6-inch, a 12-inch, and looks like 18 inches. For $20 at Harbor Freight Tools. It was well worth the money because you really need them when you're going to do this. Oh, another thing about these are locking extensions, which is a big help too, because once the let me try to do this here. Once that goes on, it locks in place and it doesn't come off. If I didn't have a locking extension, what would happen as I was trying to pull the wrench out, it would come off. Oh, one other thing you need, and you'll see here in just a few minutes, you need a little bit of electrical tape or some other kind of tape. It helps to hold the bolts into the socket. That's it. Alright, might be kind of hard to see. I'm trying to show you. This is way down, this is on the left side of the car, way down there between the engine and the left wheel well. You can see I've got this really long extension, and there's a nut or a bolt right there, and that is the rear nut. The lighting's not too good here, but you can kind of see the bushing. The bushing is right there, and there's this little piece of metal that goes over top of it to hold everything in place. And right on the front up here, there is another nut or bolt that needs to be removed. When you take these two off, then you can slide the bushing off and then put the new one on. And I'm going to have to probably put a jack down underneath it to push up on the sway bar. But all I got to do is take these bolts off. Oh, by the way, to do this, you need a really, really, really long extension. What I've got here, I've got 2 extensions that total probably make it 2.5 feet long, 3 feet long. You can get these at Harbor Freight Tools. A whole set of 4 different lengths is only about 20 bucks, so it's a pretty good deal. All right, I've got the 2 bolts off. You can see one of them was right there. The other one was up. You can't really see it from this camera angle, but now my little, I don't know what this thing is called, just a little piece of metal, but you see now that just comes right off. I'm probably going to have to reach up from below, or I might be able to reach down in there and get it, but I just need to pull that thing out of there, and then I can get to the bushing itself. I had to go underneath the car to reach up and actually pull this thing out. I don't know what this is called. It's just the thing that holds the sway bar in place. And what I did while I was under there, I put in a jack. I had to put on a couple bricks, and normally I would say never ever put a jack on bricks. But I'm not lifting hardly any weight with it. All it's doing is pushing up on the sway bar enough to give room, because the sway bar is actually a big spring, and it's pushing down on each side. So by putting the jack underneath the sway bar and cranking it up a little bit, give myself a little bit of clearance way up in here so that I can reach up in there and pull the old bushing out and put the new one in. And here I am. This is looking down from above. Right there, right in the middle, that is the bushing, and you can see the hole right there in the middle, where that strap was holding it in. I can't really reach in from above here because there's just no room for my hand to fit down there, so I have to go underneath the car and pull the bushing out from underneath, put the new one in from underneath. When working from down below, I was able to get the old bushing out, put the new bushing on, And I've got it in place now, and I've got that strap back across the top of it, as you can see there. But it's not quite lined up. I need to actually move the bushing towards the center of the car, which would be towards the top as you're looking at it here on the screen, because otherwise my strap isn't going to be lined up right. So I've got to jack that little sway bar back up a little bit and pull the bushing towards the center of the car. It's only off by 1/4 of an inch or so, but I don't think it would line up. Anyway, underneath, it was actually pretty easy to get this done. I was surprised. I read H2O Boy's comments about how much work it was to get his done, and I thought I was going to be spending a couple hours out here doing this, but I probably got the old one off and the new one back on within about 10 minutes, so it wasn't that difficult. When you can get to it from above like this, it really makes it much easier than trying to do it from below. Okay, I've got the bushing moved over just a little bit. I've got the first bolt started. As you can see, the bolt is sitting there getting ready to tighten up. When I did that though, that strap, it kind of lifted up on the other side. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it on the, I can't really show you. The other side of the strap lifted up, and I can't get to that bolt from below with my hand. I'm going to have to figure out some way to get down in there to get that bolt in and get it lined up. Maybe I'll just put a piece of chewing gum or something in the socket to hold the bolt while I stick it down in there. But so far it's been pretty easy. And let me show you one other thing here. Here is here's the old bushing. This is the old bushing. It actually doesn't look too bad. I thought it was going to be a lot more worn out than this because I've been having a clunk coming from the front end. Maybe the other side is a lot worse than this one, but this one has been pretty good shape really. All right, here's a little tip. I need to be able to hold this bolt vertically so I can guide it into the hole in the frame down there. And as you can see, if I'm trying to do that just by pushing it down vertically, the bolt would fall right out. So what I did, I took a little piece of, trying to get it in focus here, I took a little piece of electrical tape, and I just folded the electrical tape. I didn't even fold it, I just put it across the opening to the socket there, and I stuck the bolt in, and there's just enough friction there to hold it in place now. So now I'll be able to feed this bolt in from above without it falling out of my socket. All right, now I've still got the socket on there. I just tightened it up. This side is done. I need to put a little bit more torque on the other side, but that's it. I got this one done. It probably took me half an hour total, and probably 5 minutes of that was like fiddling with the camera. But this wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's a pretty easy job. All right, I'm over here on the right side of my car. I was going to take the thing is way down in there. I don't know if you can see it, but right there is the rear bolt, right in the middle of the screen. I was going to take off the whole air box. I did get the top part of it off, but when I started to take this out, this nut right there, it's weird because when I turn that nut, it's mounted on a little rubber bit here, and the rubber piece just turns. And anyway, I can get to it without taking off the air box, but it's way down in there, and it'll be just about the same as the other side. Taking off the top part of the air box does give me some more room, so that'll be helpful. If when you do this on your own, when you get underneath the car, you're wondering where is that strap, it's almost directly above the front suspension bushing, the front lower suspension bushing. This is the front bushing. Right there's the fuel filter, I mean the oil filter, but the strap is almost directly above this thing right here. So you can't see it, but you can reach up there and feel it with your hands.